First and foremost, I'm going to proceed to try and have an important conversation about a topic that is going to make some people feel uncomfortable or triggered. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, what are we about to talk about? What is this? What I feel this needed because so many people have suffered a great deal of misfortune, pain, trials, and tribulations, and not too many people are thinking about the victims in this situation. And I just want to take a second at the top of this conversation to think about the victims. If you are someone who feels the only way you can defend this monster is by seeking the persecution of truth from the victims to prove otherwise without a shadow of a doubt, even though someone has admitted wrongdoing, then you are the problem. You are the scumbag. You should be buried with the rest of our problems. And that's just the bar. That's just the entry. We're not going to entertain a question of, was it right? Was the moral ground? Go fuck right off top. You feel me? If that's the angle you want to take, go write your mean comment in the comment section now. You don't have to watch the rest of the video. Your view is already counted. You've been here for 30 seconds, okay? All right, cool. Now that that's out of the way. Yeah, we gotta talk about some stuff, y'all. We gotta talk about some stuff right now. Okay. You mean to tell me someone who dresses like this in public isn't a little weird? Come on now. This is your hero? This is your king? Mr. Disrespect. Mr. Disrespect in the age of consent. He said something that was wild. He said that he was gonna go to take a vacation to Costa Rica. Age of consent there is 15, so he's gonna feel right at home. But if you don't know already, Dr. Disrespect, also known by his internet persona, but his name is Guy Beahm, a 42-year-old man had made accusations and things like that. And one of the best things that I can probably say about this scenario is that he had the balls to tell on himself. So we'll go through the timeline of everything that's happening right now, but I just want to take a few seconds to give people sort of context. The importance of just learning when to shut the fuck up. All of this probably doesn't happen. We don't get to a point where he is openly outing himself as a PDF file. If he took the high road and let his ego, if he could have taken off the persona for just 10 seconds and said, I'm above this now, I'm a changed person, I don't need to feel validation or proof from anybody, and just shut the fuck up and play his Elden Ring, we don't have this problem. But because Twitter fingers can't turn into anything other than that, he's literally ruined his career on the internet. Because from here on out, anytime we see him on the internet, we're gonna ask him to convert we're gonna ask him to convert all our files to a PDF file, just for the rest of the days. This is the worst time to have a D started of your name. First we got in trouble with Drake, then we got in trouble with Diddy, and now we talking about Dr. Disrespect. The D's are suffering in 2024, man. And it's all because of their own actions, right? What happens in the dark will always come to light. You can only hide for so long. And we're just fortunate that enough bad people are just dumb and love to talk, right? Dr. Disrespect issues shocking statement, finally revealing why he was banned from Twitch. Dr. Disrespect has been in the news again nearly 4 years after he was banned from Twitch in 2020, the online streaming platform where he made and found a name of notoriety. Now it sounds like the popular streamer may be calling it quits indefinitely. He has to. There is no coming back for him on this. Bury him, let him die. That's where he lives now, right? We don't need him to come back. Honestly, we don't need him to come back. But we continue. The reason for the ban was never revealed by Twitch or Dr. Disrespect. Hey, yo. Oh, wait, damn, I gotta turn. Sorry, I forgot to turn off I was so excited to get started. I forgot to turn off my alerts. Hey, thanks for the follow, though. The reason for the ban was never revealed by Twitch or Dr. Disrespect, though the latter took the streaming platform to court over the ban, while the former paid out Bean's contract. Years past history became legend, legend became myth. I have insight onto this. I have insight into this. So you guys know, I used to be a football player. No secret about it. And I had a bunch of agents. And I know a few agents who knew the agents of Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect's agency was Creative Art Agency. So I was able to have conversations, although they don't represent him no more, because of the technicality, which is the situation that's going on. Because his contact with the minors might not have raised to criminal offense, and let's be clear about that, Twitch isn't the authority on if there's a criminal offense to be here. If Twitch had the balls to do the right thing, they would have forwarded that information to the appropriate authorities and let them dictate if our laws that we agreed upon as a society should warrant his actions are criminal. But because Twitch wanted to save face, and let's be real, they wanted to save face, they didn't want to incorporate anybody other than this situation. That's why we don't know if this rose to the level of criminality. But let's give the bad guy the benefit of the doubt, considering he's at the bottom of the barrel right now. Because Twitch was able to say with an open mouth that he did nothing illegal, then there was grounds for him to get all his contract. I guarantee you he didn't get all of his money, but it's the agents and the lawyers' jobs to make sure he gets paid so that they can get paid. Lawyers don't get paid to argue morality. Lawyers get paid to get their client off the hook, period, using the law. So this statement right here doesn't really hold weight for me. But then we fast forward to the 22nd of 2024, former account director. It's important to the strategic partnership at Twitch. That means this is a person that would have been in the know about what's going on. And let's just be clear. This statement that's about to be made is the turning point. After this statement is being made, if nothing else was said or done, nothing else would have happened to this point. But 2 days ago, if Dr. Disrespect decided to shut the fuck up, things don't change. Cody Conners tweeted Dr. Disrespect, notice this is in bracket, he got banned. He said he didn't mention anybody's name. He didn't mention nobody's affiliation, nothing. He got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the existing Twitch Whisper product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. And this is something that's super important, right? This is something that has to be mentioned. He said sexting and he didn't say nobody's name. Whatever conversations were happening were inappropriate and rose to the level I believe that would warrant an investigation on a criminal level. Inappropriate engagement with a minor is a dead all be all. We not gonna be talking about it. Go fuck yourself. This shit is dead. We're not having a what about no, go fuck yourself. If you wanna sit here and have a debate, just know that you're a PDF too probably, and you probably need to go check yourself in to go get some help. He said sexting with a minor. At the time, Doc was 38. And if we're to believe the stories that true, Doc cheated on his wife at TwitchCon. Who are we to say that wasn't, and this is where speculations rise up, but we know that he's confirmed as a cheater. So why are we giving him the benefit of the doubt? He's already proven to be infidel, like have infidel type mindset with his wife, not being honest or pure and keeping to his vows. He couldn't keep a promise to his wife. Why the hell are there people on the internet thinking that he's not lying to them too? He lied to his wife. He can definitely lie to a stranger. And we're all proof. We're all proof. But this happened 2 days ago. And it wasn't enough for a lot of people. And that's perfectly fine. Because I'm of the mindset, too, we need more proof. We need more information. We need to know what's going on. So, after a little bit back and forth, and keep in mind, this was a subtweet. The doc responded to this. And his response is what got him into trouble. He said, I didn't do anything wrong. This is the bleeping internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found. I was paid. So let's talk about why Dr. Disrespect is being disingenuous in this conversation. Because once again, he was never investigated on a criminal offense. There's nothing to be proud about when you got settled with a contract that you signed, and they can break that contract. Literally, it says in their contract, they can break it for any reason. You basically just argued because they didn't give you a reason, or they didn't outwardly and the balls of you, because if Twitch did decide at the time to out you, you would have been broken by then. And this is why Twitch holds a heavy L in my mind for not outing him sooner. Because for the last 4 years, he's been able to live and make money. This is a dude that has partnerships. I've been begging for sponsors and gifted subs since I started streaming. This asshole gets to make money while the decent people on the internet are suffering. Like, if there's ever been a proof that bad people win in this world, Dr. Disrespect is it. The level of privilege, the level of disrespect to think that his actions wouldn't catch up to him is mind-boggling and spellbinding, right? It's horrible. But that's the world we live in, where the worst characters in our society are rewarded constantly. Constantly. But if he had decided to just shut up and not say a thing, he gets away with this scot-free. He gets away with this scot-fucking-free. But that's not how the world works. Bad people get to win too. Bad people get to win too, right? Bad people get to win too. But you know, hey, you know what? If someone was attacking me on the internet, I'd probably feel compelled to say something like, go fuck yourself. I didn't talk to any young minor. But when you can't say that, you have to say this. But enough pressure built up, enough things happened. And I mean, to watch this video of him literally fall to pieces on stream.
It just kind of.
And for context for this, he apparently a few minutes before this, or maybe I think maybe just a second before this, he gets a text message from the owner or the CEO of his company, because he's a stakeholder in a company for a video game company, and they basically told him via text, yo, go get fucked, you feel me? Nani? So that's the context for this situation.
It's like, how many times can I I don't, like, I'm actually tired of being on social media, and I've expressed that over the years.
Was he really tired? He wasn't tired when he signed those 3 new contracts with those new sponsorships, right? He wasn't tired when he was meeting the goals and expectations for fundraising for his video game company. He wasn't tired when he got the 50 gifted subs, and in a few minutes he's going to thank somebody for gifting him a sub. Also disgusting. Imagine being accused of being a PDF file and you got the balls to gift him $50. Could you imagine? But it's crazy how tired people get when they're being held accountable.
Champs, I just, I've always kind of hinted like it'd be nice to get off and just completely separate, right? Go live in Costa Rica or something.
He wants to go live in Costa Rica or something. I don't know if Dr. Disrespect has been researching this, but I had to go research this. Costa Rica is one of the few islands nearby that literally age of consent is 15. He's a walking mistake. Oh, Kick's about to make he has to. He's going to. He can't handle it. He literally can't handle not being in the limelight. He can't come back to YouTube because everyone's going to come for him. He needs to go to a safe space. And why not go to the most toxic place? And there is no, and literally Kick seems to be impervious of any investigation because of the wild stuff that goes down on their platform. And there's no further investigations. It's crazy. We just had that employee who quit recently and gave the dirt.
I don't know.
I love how great this Elden Ring is to this. The Elden Ring,
but I'm just feeling burnt out. I think
the Elden Ring soundtrack
I came into this,
in the background of this is
with. When did we start streaming, champs? 2015, 16. Been doing this since 2009. You know. Different scene back then. Having a good time. Playing the games that were fun to interact with and create content with, and over the years it's just gotten, I don't know, like it's been drained out of me. It's being drained out of me. It's being drained out of my family and I. And I just feel like I had the mindset of let's just see what happens today. How are we feeling? And I'll tell you, I just, I don't know. I'm just feeling burnt out. You know? Maybe it's time to start something new. Something different. You know, challenge those creative senses. A desire to explore different...
The meandering of this conversation. Bro, you got caught in a tragic situation. And yeah, great point out. At one point, he was offered $10 million to join Kick. And I don't know. And you want to know something that's crazy? The thing that's crazy about this situation is Kick a bigger scumbag if they offer him a bigger bag? Like if Kick came back and said, we're going to offer you $20 million. If Kick offers him $20 million for being even worse, that's it. And to lean onto something that every streamer knows about. Every fucking day you got to turn on this camera and face the music and be pseudo perfect as to avoid ridicule, your insecurities, your stress, and being able to entertain people while also engaging with content that you actually care about. To create content is truly a gift of giving. And it does take from you. But for you to sit here and meander about, oh, I'm tired, oh, the mental toll on me, oh, this, oh, that, as if there aren't hundreds of millions of people who aren't PDF files who could do what you're doing, but because you were favored by the algorithm one day, and dare I say nepotism, because he's been on the inside. He used to work with a bunch of the earlier programs. I think before Twitch became his identity, there was a model of it before, and he worked very closely with it. He's been integrated into the system and has rode the wave of technology and his partnerships that he has. It truly is who you know, not what you know. But to lean on fatigue as the reason why he's trying to exit stage left, for him not to have the balls in this moment to talk the truth to power that he's a predator. And he got caught.
Realms, if you will. But I think the first and foremost, though, is, I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up. And I think I might just extend that starting today, starting now. One of these...
I'm going to go down.
Let's take a step back.
The Elden Ring soundtrack.
I mean, it is what it is. People get fatigued, right, champs? And to be honest, I don't know how long. I know for my vacacion, how long my vacation is, but maybe I extend that.
What does that wig smell like?
We'll see.
What do you think? How bad is that smell?
We'll see.
Do you think he wears the glasses so we don't see he has no soul?
I do appreciate you guys, champs. Right? And look out for the socials. I'll keep you updated when we'll be back. But I definitely need to take a break from everything.
We will not let you come back.
A podcast, start a podcast. I think what I'm most interested in, and believe it or not, champs, because obviously when you're a top tier gamer like me, when your gaming skill set is just incredible, and you look like this, why wouldn't you want to be in front of the camera all the time? But I'm kind of
this is a person who knows he's guilty of something, and he's known he's guilty of something for 4 years. He's just been fired or released from his own game studio, and his life is unvolving, and he can't help but feed his ego just a little bit. Just a little bit. Retro, what's good, baby?
I'm exhausted in being in front of the camera. I'm exhausted being on socials. The industry.
But he's not tired of talking to A minor. I'm sorry, I had to. That's inappropriate. I'm sorry.
He's changed so much. Just so much different energy out there, negative energy and clashing, and from everything that we've experienced as we've started this whole journey together, you know what I mean, champs? And I'm just like, when I go outside, I just feel so much better. When I remove myself, I just feel, what the hell is this, So that's all I'm gonna say.
And that's
keep playing, Doc. We don't care. The fuck?
And you want to, and that response right there, keep playing, Doc. We don't care. The toxic community he has built around himself, they are leopards for this type of stuff. They are leeches, they are leeches to this. They don't care. They're saying the quiet part out loud. His actual fan base, those diehards, they don't care about what he did. They just want him to shut up and play. And in this moment, he's looking for empathy, sympathy. He is praying for someone to come to his aid. And you'll see it more and more and more. People don't care. In fact, the only way they seem to show their affection is by giving him donations. This is a dude that will continue to accept donations. He hasn't turned off his affiliation on YouTube. And I don't know if YouTube has the capacity to do that, seeing as how no wrongdoing was done on their platform. But I'm pretty sure they have something about TOS as far as their partners' decency in public. He's definitely a partner. His public persona should definitely weigh into this. But it's just crazy how his own community doesn't even flinch at this. And I promise you, I swear to God, if there's ever a time that I start to smell my own farts and you guys don't tell me, shit.
Okay. Grief Warden, thank you for the $25 donation. Big Bearded Scotsman, welcome. Payback, crazy. Thank you for the 46 months. Champs, I'm going to call it right there. A little short one. We've accomplished some things, but I think more importantly, we need to step away. I think when I say step away, I'm going to have to either have to relay this to the Midnight Society, but
Midnight Society is the company that tried to, and mind you, before this, 20 minutes before this, he was fired. So he knows that he's been fired. He's formulating this lie on the spot. This level of psychopathy is actually fascinating. I've studied Jeffrey Dahmer and the likes, Ted Bundy, all of them. It's fascinating to see how their minds work. But the ability to think of lies like that, talking about, I gotta have a conversation with the Midnight Sun. Bitch, you were fired 20 minutes ago. You were fired 20 minutes ago. And he's talking about, we got to figure out an amicable way to do this. No, bro. This is the CEO, Robert Bowling. This is a statement from me personally. It does not reflect any of my companies and has not gone through any legal PR approval. If you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you. Period. He is trying so hard to save face. It doesn't matter. Oh, Nick. Oh, we're gonna cover that chuckle fuck's response too.
Maybe I step away from there too. Just completely remove myself from the scene. It's what I need to do. I mean, right? Champs. Take all the time you need, says Layer Cake. I appreciate that. Give me back my dog! Okay. Don't be a pussy. God damn it.
Exactly. And don't be a pussy. Like his community, they just heard his community at this point knows the allegations, and they're basically saying, fight back, do something. No recourse or independent thought. I want my content. Don't take away my doc. This level of interpersonal connection is, I don't want nobody liking my ass that much. I don't want nobody to ever like me so much that I say something inappropriate to somebody other than the zebra dude in the comment section. And y'all motherfuckers be like, yay, hero. I don't want that type of shit. It's not for me. You feel me? Keep that shit over there.
Fatigue. It's tired. It's wanting to just kind of move away from the limelight.
Nah, fuck that. I'm not going to let him cap anymore because he ends up telling us the truth here eventually. So let's hear from the word of the doc. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if the doc is dumb or doesn't know how Twitter works. It could be both. We're liberal in our ability to call people dumb. This is a lot of stuff to read, but the moral of the story, TLDR, is he did some dumb shit, and he admits to it here. But he edited this 3 times, and the keyword he removed is the minor part. And once we get there, that's probably pretty much the end. But I wanted to read a little bit of this to show you how little remorse he has for the situation. Because if you ever want to apologize for your actions, but you don't apologize to the person you did them to, you probably didn't care that you did it. You care that you got caught, right? You care that you got caught. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I am always willing to accept responsibilities, which is why I am here now. First and foremost, I want to apologize to everyone in the community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. He apologized to his fans, his friends, his family, and his peers. He didn't apologize to the victim. Because he doesn't believe in his heart he did anything wrong. And never say die. We live in this world, in this society, where you can't just own something no more. Man, and maybe it gets hard, but after the amount of L's that I've taken in my life makes it hard for me not to accept things like this. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society. Nobody's been left in the dark. The owner tweeted out he can't work with you. So once again, he's trying to reclaim the story and clean it up and polish it for his viewers. Because Dr. Disrespect isn't talking to the world anymore. He's talking to the people who will be funding his bank account for the foreseeable future. His whales. Midnight Society. We made a painful decision collectively. We made a decision. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now, 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusation. So we've already shown this before. We know that, once again, he's trying to curb the narrative. When that subtweet went out, no one was mentioned by name. No one was been mentioned by name. There was no mention of this. So he outed himself, and by affiliation, gave the preface for people to respond to it. So he's trying to, once again, curve this narrative. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor? This is the word that was edited out of the first version of this. He edited the word minor out. Back in 2017, the answer is yes. Full stop, period. Whatever he has to say for the rest of this bullshit conversation is meaningless. The total sum of it is utterly meaningless. He admits to himself and to the world, were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? Notice how he didn't mention that they were inappropriate. Were there real intentions behind these messages? You answered, who cares? This is 2017, the same year he cheated on his wife. You had the worst of intentions, right? You had the worst of intentions. But I do want to now take this second to calm down. So we have the facts. We have the facts. We got it from the horse's mouth, one. We have the facts, and we got it from the horse's mouth. Now, I want to take this second to step out of this situation. And we now see the doc's head rolling, as it should. Send his ass to the gallows. We never want to see him again. But we know that he has a lot of friends in high places. Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merck. These two individuals, one being an asshole, the other one I don't really know much about, both having opinions on this. I am super interested to see if they have something they want to follow up with. So we'll start with the big man on campus.
Wow, this is absolutely insane, bro. Everything I'm seeing. I have known Doc for a while now. We've played games for years, and seeing everything that is spiraling right now is a very difficult thing for me personally, and I'm sure for a lot of y'all out there. I think for me, I know a lot of you are asking, Tim, what are you feeling? Tim, what are you feeling? My bottom line, I think, is if what he is saying, where he said that he was messaging a minor and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate, if he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that. I can't.
This actually hurts him. You can tell this hurts Tim. I don't know much about Tim. Like I said, I don't watch their content. But man, he looks hurt by this. And I think he feels more betrayed because he was put in close proximity to somebody and was led to believe that this was a decent person. And I gotta admit, some guys don't really know how to have... I don't think a lot of guys know how to detect... Red flags don't go off for other guys. And being a person that's lived in the football culture and locker room culture and seeing how those guys operate, a lot of them don't have the wherewithal to understand certain behaviors that might make someone seem sus. And I am proud to say the people that I keep in my tight circle, I've vetted, but I've also seen them at their worst, so I know what they're capable of. And at this intersection for Tim, he never thought he would have to figure this out because he just plays video games on the internet. Why would anything be more complicated than that? The most difficult decision he felt he would ever have to make in regards to Doc was where they were going to drop next. And I feel like Tim, for better or worse, didn't have the ability to separate himself from that group. when his two friends got kicked off of the platform for their transphobic behavior, well, one of them did and the other one followed. He stuck by his bros. He picked bros before everything. It's only bros before hoes. But he picked bros over everything, and you can tell he regrets those decisions. Tim's response feels genuine to me. Tim hates that he has to lose a friend because he didn't know what his friend was really like.
I appreciate y'all. This is beating me up, but this is unfortunate to say the least. This is awful. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for the love you give, and I'll see y'all soon, man.
Now let's take a second to hear Nick's story. And Nick is a very interesting case because Nick believes that he is someone who is doing the right thing. Nick believes that he is someone who is out to protect the kids from this trans agenda. It is amazing how invested Nick was to make sure that this trans agenda he's so afraid of and that he has to protect his kids from, he's perfectly fine making sure his kids aren't aware of how to identify a predator, though, right? Not all predators aren't made equally in Nick Mercer's eyes. This is a person who literally has come after trans people, and up until this point has come after one of the biggest streamers in the world's team, Mr. Beast, who has a trans individual on his team, and he has come out against him publicly. And that's something that we just need to preface with.
Yo, checking in. I'm seeing everything on Twitter, and I read through docs.
Why do they both have their shirts off? They do have. Are they at the same place? No, those. Are they in the same place? I don't know. Okay, that's besides the point.
Yo, checking in. I'm seeing everything on Twitter, and I read through Doc's tweet, and in that very tweet, he basically confirms that Doc's tweet, and in that very tweet, he basically confirms that, you know, he was texting an underage girl, and it went weird sometimes, you know, and look, just to be blunt.
It went weird sometimes. He is so unprepared for this conversation. And this is the person that wants to teach his children the rights and wrong. And I think he'll eventually be capable, but the meathead in him has a lot of slow cooking to do. He's got to do a lot of growing up, and he has to do it real quick. Because he is caught between a rock and a hard spot right now. While shielding his child from people he thinks are coming out for him and they're not, he was indirectly protecting the one person who might have been able to put hands on his kid directly. Nick Merce is probably, there's probably pictures of Nick Merce's child being held by Dr. Disrespect. And if those pictures ever get out, man.
Straightforward, man. That's inexcusable. It's unacceptable, right? There's no excuse for something like that. And I can't support it. Hang on, honey. Doing this, talking to Twitter. I can't support it. I can't defend it. And look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy, and it feels a little weird.
Damn, the distance. We played a lot of games with the guy. We're not even using his name. Heesh. Whew. Damn, man.
But what can you do, you know? So I just wanted to update you guys on my thoughts and how I'm feeling. And I mean, look, I hope you guys have a good day, all right?
No apologies, no nothing, no situation where we can make a resolve. Wow, man. You know, where's the energy? Where's the fire? Where's the aggression that you had for all the rest of the situations, right? Why not come with that same energy? It's almost as if you feel bad that your homeboy got caught. And Twitter's on fire responding to this, as they should be. Doc to PDF, damn, that's crazy. Kai's not responding to this. These are all, expected responses. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. And I'll be frank, but this whole entire segment has just sort of been me rambling on the ideas, but I did have a few cooking points here. We've already talked about just some of the culture and the defenses of this, and we have that down. The next step is how do we move forward from this point? How do we move forward from this perspective? And I think drastic measures have to be taken. If Twitch does get any blowback for this, we have to look at a model where people who are underage probably don't get only go read only. And we have a situation where their messages are publicly available. We probably have a situation where if you choose to play children's games as an adult, you probably don't get to have an open chat. Your chat is read only. Right? Like, I don't know if there's an appropriate answer for this, but for sure, if you are on this platform, you probably shouldn't be allowed to be messaged on these platforms anymore, unless it's by other minors. And I think it's a drastic measure, but also this isn't an issue I have. This is not going to affect me. For the minors that have reached out to me and asked me questions about how I got into programming and what cool games and ideas and that, I always tell them, hey, you should do this, but always do it with the permission with your parents. Go back and check with your parents and see what they want to do. And there's going to be the next thing I want to talk about, which is great because it kind of relates to what Zebra was doing. There's going to be a lot of squeaky wheels out there looking to deter the conversation, to change the topic, to move the goalposts, to say things on it. Let us not even begin to normalize people who want to project from anything other than this 42-year-old male was having inappropriate conversations with a minor. Anyone who wants to move the goalposts or change the topic, you can simply go tell them to fuck themselves. You can go attack their character. You can go and tell them that they're zealous to society and they need to do better. You have my permission to do it. Shit, I did it. I demonstrated it in my chat. You can attack their character because they're not genuine people. They are people who are looking to usurp the real issue at hand, which is the privilege that this white man in good old America was able for 4 years to hide the fact that he had inappropriate conversations and make money off of that fact. That's what he was able to do. That's what the real powers to be want you to say. That's the shit that people want you to forget. And we're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. We're not gonna sit here and pretend it. You're not gonna be able, and you're definitely not gonna do it on my watch. So, with all that being said, with all that being heard, I just want to say, be careful out there. Be vigilant. Understand that just because someone puts on a mask doesn't mean you know who they really are. And it sucks sometimes meeting your heroes because you get to find out who they really are. But trust and believe. He's going to try and crawl his way back into our existence. And we should fight with all the energy in our body to reject him from ever coming back to us in a public format. It is important. It's a denigration of our social norms and is absolutely something that should never be normalized or even thought about as trying to become normal. Right? People like him are gutter trash, and we don't fuck with that. Like, share, subscribe. Stay safe out there, people. Stay safe out there.